You're not here yet, which is fine because I'm still setting up, which is kind of on purpose because I keep forgetting that it takes y'all a minute to like get here, you know. So I'm gonna like be running around setting stuff up as I completely cover. Come on, get there. I'm gonna be running around setting stuff up, for a little bit. No big deal. So, yeah, and then we'll jump into the question. So y'all have a chance to get here. As I, run around and get some stuff set up. And yeah. Yeah, just getting some stuff set up. The wife is playing Skyrim with one of the cats cuddling her. There's another cat right there. We're just having a grand old time right now. Yeah? Also, like, I don't know what it is, but my hair just looks extra fab today. Okay. I can't set up the way that I usually do because Albert is taking up half of the bed. Mr. Man.
He does it out of love.
Does he, though?
Yes. You know he do.
Does he, though?
Yeah.
Does he? Oh, God. Oh, God. Everything needs to move. Yeah, so if you're watching this on YouTube after I've uploaded it, there should be... I'll try to have a timestamp of when I actually start... Ooh, excuse me. When I start the, the stacks and all of that jazz, and then I'll try to have a timestamp up of when each stack goes up. So if you don't want to watch me just, like, wander around and get everything set up, you're welcome to just, like, skip. Because I totally understand not wanting to watch me just kind of run around. So... I need to get set up. I need to get set up. I need to get set up. Where did I put my cedar? I put my cedar right here. I don't know if we still have the lighter in here or not.
We have several.
Cool. Because I also need some candles to be lit. No, I'm not going to light them on the bed because that's a terrible idea. Got that. Yeah, so the question today is, what do you need to be aware of? So you can kind of like think about that and meditate on that. This might be something... I would like to set up an archway of crystals, but Albert do be just vibing.
He is big in the way.
What is up, gays? Hi. I love you, Elliot. I'm working on getting set up. Because I know it takes people a minute to get here. And then the question today is going to be, what do you need to be aware of? That is a loud piece of orange selenite. Look at that. Look at that motherfucker. Hearts to you too, Elliot. Also, I don't know if you can tell, but there's kind of a delay. So, like, this is probably happening, like, a minute after you, send stuff. So, like, if I'm, like, late in responding, like, that's why. I'm getting all my crystals. And you can see Mr. Albert and Mr. Gregor. Let's see, there's Gregor, and there's Albert, and there's a Molly. You superglued. You superglued what? What did you... Elliot, I don't trust you. Do I love you? Absolutely. Do I trust you?
No.
No. I don't know that you should be allowed to take care of yourself by yourself. You superglued your own... Elliot, why are you like this? How many crystals can you put on the kitty? That's true. This coffee's gonna be cold.
Yep.
Cold, but not the right kind of cold. Okay, okay. I need to get tarot decks near me so I can answer questions, and I need to light candles and clean my glasses because my glasses are filthy. So if you hear me in the background, no worries. Also, Molly is just vibing playing Skyrim. So I'm just gonna, rather than watch Skyrim, we'll have you watch Molly play Skyrim with no context of what's going on the screen. Have fun with that. I'll be back.
Except for some periodic aggressive swearing.
Huh?
Except for some periodic aggressive swearing.
Not a big deal.
It's fine.
Okay. Lighter! Candles! Candles.
Papers.
Will these be in the way if I put them, over here?
Yes. No. You're fine. I would never be made of a baby.
Motherfucker, Skyrim, get out of the way! Hee. Trying to get candles set up. Okay. Freya, Thor, Odin, Tyr. That's who's getting lit. Get lit, scrub. For legal reasons, that is a joke.
Okay, internet got paid.
Delightful. Oh, I should probably close this door. Yes, Apollo, you can have a light too. You too, Divination, don't worry. And of course, I would never forget the Lady Frigg. Never. I could never forget the Lady Frigg. What's wrong?
I'm just checking my finances, make sure I'm not overdrawn.
How dare you?
Yep.
How dare you be a responsible adult
Oh God.
with decent spending habits? What?
I think not. You didn't hear shit.
Smoke. Cleanse your area responsibly, kids. Always have a bowl under it to catch any ashes that fall. Responsible cleansing. Do it.
Yes, you're me.
Okay. No. Including you.
What happens around my altar space stays in my altar space.
Not if you end up catching the whole house on fire, my love. Gregor's very interested in the crystals.
This is the right side, but okay.
Mm-hmm. Sunny boy.
Did you find a sun puddle?
Sunny boy. Okay, what do you need to be aware of? Let's see. Watch me just end up throwing half of the decks up there. We're fine. Everything's fine. What?
Nothing.
She a little mad?
Yeah.
Don't throw me. How dare you? Honey, it hurts for me to get up and get back down right now because my head is being a yeah.
Oh, bye, motherfucker.
So, okay, and this deck is also good for that. Alright. 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 I'm already so hot. Okay. Okay. Yeah, she's kind of mad at me right now.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Oh shit.
Fuck.
Artie. I just called Elliot Artie. Elliot, I love you. But, like, you have just...
Big dumbass energy.
Like, buddy... I promise this, I'm just taking a rice stalk out of here because, my uterus is being...
Oh!
the world's worst thing.
Sorry, sir.
Elliot, I love you so much. I hope you know that. Oh, babe, when you get a chance, will you... your computer?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. Up the viewer count. Yeah, it's just a rice sock. Full of warm rice because my body hates me. Okay. Okay.
You gonna make it back?
Me?
No. The bandit chief I knocked off of the ledge. I didn't kill him, but...
Where are you?
I don't think I'm a ruin. It's kind of a huge family house.
It still says... Okay, there we go. Uh-oh. Fuck. One of the cards... Okay, that was... Okay, high tier, yeah. High bet D. Move the box.
Are you back? Can I murder you?
Elliot, also, like, how did you get glue on your fingers and on your phone? Like, I'm just really curious. I don't understand.
Oh, he's okay.
I love you, but I don't understand. I haven't read with this deck in a minute. Feel that? Yeah,
Good
she's interesting.
Glue one finger, then type on phone. Yeah, that'll do it.
And I got glue on my hands, and I got records on my fingers. Records on my fingers. Yes, super glue is very liquidy. It's not like a paste.
No, that's why you get a gel. Ugh. I hate looking super glue. It's the worst.
I need to fix my shoes. Now that you mentioned that, I have 2 weeks. Don't mind me. I'm not livid. You need a gift.
She's busy.
Huh?
what that is.
Shut the fuck up!
Ah, make me. Hi. Gonna go now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's Molly, and then I have it pulled up on my laptop too. No, you're fine. Yeah, no, I need a minimum of 3, like an average minimum of 3 viewers in order to count for, like, what, I can't remember what it's called, affiliate, I think, on Twitch. So, like, even if you leave it, like, up, you know? You know what I'm saying? Tell your friends to join. You know. Fun, funky, and fresh. Fun, funky, and fresh. Okay. I did bring the lighter over here. Wow, I'm smart. You don't have to log in. Fun fact. Okay, we got our stacks. Right there. We got our stacks. We'll go left to right as usual. The Hanson Roberts, the Dragon Tarot, and the Norse Tarot. I got a fire safety bowl here, so I'm gonna cleanse. And just make sure that no wacky, negative, or otherwise energy that I don't want gets in here. And it can't stay in here and all that jazz, you know. Just to make sure. Fun, funky, and fresh. Yay! Okay, that was kind of a half-assed, but... Okay. I'm gonna set that up there. Okay, so anyone who is watching, if you would all, we're getting ready to start the readings here. I just got ash everywhere. Delicious, delicious. Welcome to the new viewer, whoever you may be. I am going to go ahead and get started here in just a moment. So the question here is, what do you need to be aware of? So this is probably something that you're not aware of. It could be something internal. It could be an external influence. Just something that you need to be aware of in your environment or about yourself at the moment. This is going to be timeless, so if you need to come back to it, I am going to be, now that I figured out how to do it, I am going to be uploading the videos onto my YouTube channel a couple of days after I have done them, so you are welcome to go subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is the same username as this. If you have any idea of any readings that you might want to rewatch at some point in time or send to a friend or whatever, that's a great way to do it. And also, if you ever have any ideas of, excuse me, sneeze, excuse me, don't worry, it's not the corona. Sneezing is not a symptom of coronavirus. Also, I just sneeze sometimes. It's like one sneeze I'm not worried about. So you're welcome to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and all that, and if you ever have an idea for a question that needs to be answered, feel free to, like, message me on here, or, like, send it in the chat, or whatever. I am happy to take ideas and stuff like that. I think that's really fun, and really nice, and sometimes I run out of ideas. Like today, I literally sat for probably 10 minutes before I started streaming, like, what?
Staring blankly at the wall.
Just staring blankly at the wall, not sure what question I needed to answer today. So, make sure to go do that. And also, if you ever want a private reading, I do have an Etsy shop, Meta Malarkey, which you are more than welcome to go follow in order to make sure that you get updates whenever we have anything new in the shop. And if you ever have any questions that you'd like answered individually or anything like that, throw it in there. And I'm happy to answer that. I usually get back to the person within a couple of days with an answer. And there are also 2 other readers we have 2 partners with our shop. One of them is my roommate and one of them is a good friend of ours, and so we all work together on that stuff. And yeah, so you are welcome to do that. So without further ado, go ahead. Get yourself a good old deep breath for me. If you would be so kind. Really center yourself, all right? And if you could ask for yourself to be open to whatever this has to say. Don't just shunt it away, whether just because you don't like it, all right? Be open to whatever it might have to say and just accept it, okay? So go ahead and take a moment as you breathe deeply and center yourself and ask what it is you need to be aware of, and select a stack. We've got 1, 2, or 3. 1 with our Mary Hanson Roberts deck, 1 with the Dragon Tarot, and 1 with the Norse Tarot. So I'll give you a few moments, and then I'm going to start left to right. Okay, I'm going to set these aside. We're going to go ahead and get started. So what it is, what do you need to be aware of? All right, we're going to start with just in general asking for 3 cards here of what it is you need to be aware of. Okay, that's immediate. And I don't take reversals unless they really yell at me that they're reversed. Okay. So we have here, okay, that's important. So the bottom of the stack, I don't always check it, I don't always find it to be important, but sometimes I do. Sometimes I look at it and I'm like, ooh, you know what, that's important this time. So this time we've got the 7 of Wands here on the bottom of the stack. And then left to right here, we've got the 5 of Cups. We have the King of Pentacles and the 2 of Rods. So to me this says immediately, with the 7 of Wands being on the bottom of the deck for me typically is either your subconscious attitudes, or it can be kind of like a general overview of generally what is this about. So the 7 of Wands, it's often about, it's kind of this fight that you don't think you can win, but you can, and it's escaping me all of a sudden. Give me 1 second, my brain farted. Yeah, it's this fight that you're not sure that you can win. You're dealing with something right now that you're not sure if you have the tools in your toolbox to handle it. You know, you're one against many, right? There's all these different factors in the environment that you're dealing with, and you're just not sure if you by yourself can handle it.
Freeze being allowed, I guess.
I know. And then here we have the 5 of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the 2 of Wands. So with the 5 of Cups here, that's typically a card associated with grief, right? This person has lost 3 of their cups. They're terribly upset. They're frustrated. They feel like they've lost everything. But an important thing to note about this card, if it will focus for me, hi, thank you. An important thing to notice about this card here is that up in the corner up here, they still have 2 cups full, right? Now, I know every reader points this out pretty much when they do a reading, but you might feel like you've kind of lost everything right now, but I feel like you're being told, hey, don't forget, don't forget. Maybe it's a fact of you lost a lot of your friend group, you know? But you still have your partner, you still have someone who's really close to you. And it's kind of, maybe you're being told to refocus here and be like, hey, like, you might have lost a lot, but you still have this person who's always going to be with you. Don't forget about that. That's really important. Don't forget about that. We have here the King of Pentacles. I don't particularly like the King of Pentacles in this deck. I will be very honest about that with you. I am a little biased against this particular card. He feels snooty and mean to me every time I see him. Ooh, you're about to fall out of here. Okay, there we go. He feels snooty and mean to me every time I see him. But he's a card that typically is symbolizes someone who is really balanced, right? Someone who is in charge of all of their material possessions and all of their all of their finances, and they're really grounded and they know exactly who they are and what they have control over. And I feel like this person is somehow influencing this situation that you're dealing with. And then so here we have the Two of Wands, right? Which is about planning for the future. It's looking out into the horizon and seeing what abounds, seeing what possibilities there are, and beginning to kind of lay the framework for what you might be heading toward, right? And I feel like perhaps you're trying to present yourself as this King of Pentacles figure, but really you're feeling like look at this look of fear on this Seven of Rods face. He's like, I don't know if I got it. I feel like that's how you feel on the inside, right? And perhaps you're being told, and you're also hurting because of this Five of Cups. Either that or it's someone near you who's hurting, and really grieving something. And I feel like you're being told, even though you're presenting this kind of King of Pentacles facade to the world, I think you're being told to not forget about how you actually feel. I'm going to get a couple of clarifier cards just to make sure I'm on the right track here. So, interesting. Yeah, you're throwing yourself into your work in order to kind of try and forget about whatever it is that you've lost here. You're focusing, you're looking forward here. This King of Pentacles, he's looking forward towards the world here that I just pulled. And he's looking forward, trying to see everything that he could possibly have in his grasp, right? Planning, with the Two of Rods being next to it, planning how to achieve it. Yeah, looking internally, looking intuitively with the High Priestess here, thinking about what it is she wants, and kind of deciding from there how to go about it and what perhaps might be the best way. It's kind of like with the King of Pentacles and the High Priestess showing up here, it's kind of like you've got these two sides of you, right? This really quiet, like quietly observant and very intuitive side of you, and this side of you that's a little bit more, you know, like a Wall Street businessman. You know, I have feelings about that. Like a Wall Street businessman who's kind of like got his opinions and he's gonna let everyone know. You've got these two sides of you, and you're presenting this businessman type of a front, when really you are more like this High Priestess, and you're not sure. I feel like you feel very at odds with yourself. Either that or these are two entirely different people in your life. But this is something like that. What is the factor that ties all of these things together? What is the connecting factor between all of this? Okay, the Nine of Rods. Maybe you're taking on too much. You're nearing the end of a battle, of a you know, like a corporate ladder, so to speak. Not necessarily exactly that, but you're nearing the end of a project, of something big, and you've really been like taking on a lot. So the Nine of Wands, it's either that you've been doing too much, or that you've been doing a lot, but you can see the end and you're like, okay, I'm almost there. I only have to handle this much for a little bit longer. I'm only doing this for a little bit longer. I'm so close to the end here. I'm so close. So that could be yeah. And with the Nine of Wands, it's entirely possible that these are all aspects of yourself that you're taking on, and you're not really listening to this person here in the Seven of Wands who feels really overwhelmed and is not sure at all how to handle any of this. So maybe you're being told here to, I think you're being told here to kind of listen to the Seven of Wands person who's overwhelmed. And either, like, the Seven of Wands ultimately, leads to the Eight of Wands, right? And the Eight of Wands, it's success, it's a quick victory, it's all of these wonderful things. The Seven of Wands is not a defeat card. It's a feeling like you've been defeated card, but it's not a defeat card by any means. So perhaps you need to have some sort of internal conversation with this Seven of Wands aspect of yourself who's feeling really overwhelmed and feeling like they can't do it. It's like, hey, you're so close, buddy. You're so close. You just have to hang on a little bit longer, okay? Especially with this Nine of Wands showing up here. You're so close. You're so close to nearing the end of this cycle. You're so close to being done with this and being able to move on. Let's get an Yggdrasil divination card. I love this deck. I love this deck so much. Any of y'all who are fairly sensitive or can feel things like this, I'm sure you can feel it. Oh my god, also you guys, not to interrupt, but look at the men. Look at the men. They are sleeping in the sunlight. Oh, he's stretching. I love them so much. I also love her so much. Gross. Yeah. The men! Okay, so let's get back to this. Yeah, they're so perfect, aren't they, Elliot? Such perfect little boys. Perfect little boys. Okay. So, grabbing, Kayla 890, welcome. We're doing, pick a card stacks from, with the question of what do you need to be aware of. We're working through the first stack here with the Mary Hanson Roberts. We've got 2 more stacks after this, with the Dragon Tarot and the Norse Tarot. Feel free to stick around and hang out and, see what's going on. So, okay, we're asking here this deck continue the same question of what do you need to be aware of. What is this deck's perspective on what you need to be aware of? I'm gonna take that one. Okay, here we have, forgive me, my pronunciation. I know my sins. Urdandi? This is what the card looks like. And the keyword here is the future. I am gonna pull them up in the book here and read their story and see what's going on. I believe they are in, I'll find, yeah. I'm getting to a point where I can almost recognize the symbols of this deck. It's nice. Okay, Urandi. Let's find out what Urandi has to say. Urandi. Oh, and that's a V. Verdandi. See, that makes it easier to pronounce. I can't tell with this font what a U is and what a V is. They're all the same. Okay, Verdandi. Is the weaver of our future web, the thread of which is currently influenced by the seeker's actions and influences. The attendants at Urdur, Verdandi, or schooled in this thread urges the seeker to take an existential look at their path, depending on which one of the sisters appears. In Verdandi's case, she holds the thread of the future. She reminds the seeker to take destiny in their own hands. The web of the future is constantly being spun and can be altered by our own actions and disposition for the future. While Verdandi is certainly in command and can weave in elements that are out of our control, we too weave the web of our future along with Verdandi. With our present actions and decisions, we influence the web. The card of Verdandi reminds us of that. Yeah. So you have especially if you're talking to the Seven of Wands aspect of yourself, you need to be really aware that you have influence over what you are doing, and over your surroundings, and over how you handle the situation, and you do have power to influence your future. That's super important. So keep that in mind. Malvern, welcome back. I haven't seen you in a while. It's good to see you. We're doing what do you need to be aware of, the tarot pick of cards. Working through the first stack right now. So welcome back. It's good to see you. Yeah, so you need to be aware of the future and the power that you have over your future. And let's see, I'm gonna get here a couple of astrology cards. And I don't need the deck for this one because I know astrology really, really, really well. Or sorry, the book. So we're gonna ask here. I'm asking for a sign or an important, what's the word? Characteristic of whoever this is about, whether this is you or another person, someone close to you. So if this is supposed to be peering into someone else, for you to like check in on them and say, hey, like you're almost there. You know, give us something that will help us narrow that down for sure, so we know for sure whether this is about you or another person. This feeling of being overwhelmed and needing to just kind of look internally and focus on the power you have over your future. Is this for you or for someone else? Can we please have... Okay, we got a couple. Okay, so we have Jupiter return, benefits, and 12th house, escape. So this tells me this could either be someone who is going through their Jupiter return right now, which means there's probably a lot of really good things coming into their life as long as they've been, you know, learning the lessons that Jupiter has to teach them, and all of that jazz. It could also be someone with the 12th house popping up here. It could be someone who... No!
You can come hang out with me.
Yeah. I love you.
I love you too. I did not realize it was 2, so I'm gonna go.
Yeah, go work.
Hang out in the studio for a bit.
You do your thing. I love you very much. So with the 12th house showing up here, it could also be someone who is kind of withdrawn lately. Yeah, they're going through a lot, and they've kind of withdrawn lately, whoever this is. Whether this be you or someone else, but it's someone who's withdrawn lately from kind of spending time with other people, from really connecting. They perhaps haven't been reaching out a whole lot. So there's stuff going on there. So someone who's either nearing or in their Jupiter return, or someone who's kind of withdrawn and feels like they're kind of escaping or running away. That's kind of important here. That's who this is about here. And we're gonna get here a medicine card to see how it is you should, like what kind of traits you need to embody in order to handle this and move through this appropriately. So this is the medicine cards here. Okay, bear. And if you're into numerology, the number here is 5. So bear. What does bear have to say to us? And this deck it's the medicine cards by Jamie Sams and David Carson, with the illustrations by Angela Wardicki. Albert, don't leave me. Albert, that's not for you to eat. That's cedar. You don't want to eat that. He's sniffing at the cedar stick. Okay, bear. Bear is all about introspection. What was I just saying about the High Priestess? The strength of bear. the sweetness of truth, the goals that you have, working towards goals that you have, yep. Yeah, you're being asked to do some meditation and some introspection to figure out what exactly you need. You very much already know what you need. If this King of Pentacles figure that we talked about earlier has something to do with you feeling like you can't be yourself or feeling like you can't handle it, maybe either you're acting like the King of Pentacles and you need to not be doing that, or you're not acknowledging that, or someone near you is trying to influence you in that kind of a manner. You need to have some sort of conversation with them and be like, hey, like, knock it off. Need some water. It's been crazy, Malvern. Oh no. I'm sorry. I hope it calms down for you. Okay. I think that's actually everything for this particular stack. Yeah, that feels like it's all. So this is stack 1, just to remember. Talk to this part of yourself that's kind of feeling overwhelmed. Remind them that it's almost over. You can do it. Don't forget that you have power over your future. There's a lot going on here. You're grieving over a lot. Don't forget what you still have. Don't forget to be intuitive and plan for your future. And whoever this King of Pentacles figures kind of got me stuck. So think about that. Think about who that might be representing, whether that's you or someone else, and what it is, whether they're valuing things the same as you or differently than you, and how you need to be going about that. If this isn't about you, it might be about someone who's having their Jupiter return, or who's recently withdrawn, or has a lot of 12th house energy. And with the bear here, you've got a lot of introspection to go on in order to handle this appropriately. So take some time, do some introspection, do some meditation, perhaps, stuff like that, in order to potentially figure out exactly what's going on and what you need to be doing. So I'm going to move on to the next stack now. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget, stack 1, if you want a private reading, I do have an Etsy shop, Meta Malarkey, and I am happy to do private readings there. Yeah. Alright, let's set this deck aside here. Set the other decks aside as well, in a manner where I can still reach them. There we go. Okay, and stack number 2 is our Dragon Terror, and I'm just going to do a quick little cleansing here between, so we don't have any lingering energies from the previous reading. Alright, really getting this in here. You're new? Welcome, welcome. It's good to see you, Kayla. My name is Rowan. I use they, them pronouns. I do this kind of stuff. I'm going to be, actually, it's probably important for you to know, too. I've been quarantined, so I'm going to be going live on Twitch around the same time every single day for the next couple of weeks, taking advantage of that, assuming I don't get sick. If I get sick, then I'm going to probably not, because I'm going to need to focus on healing. But, yeah. So, welcome. It is good to see you. All right. Now that we've got some cleansing done. Yes, what my wife said. It is very nice to have a new face. It's always good to see new people here. Albert, I love you so much, but I'm not going to get up to let you out. You're going to have to deal with it, mister. Give it about 3 seconds, he'll yell again. No! I love him so much. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and sneak on over here to this second deck. This is the Dragon Tarot. I haven't read this deck in a while, but we'll see what she has to say with what do you need to be aware of. All right, what do the people who have chosen stack number 2 need to be aware of? What's going on? What do they need to think about? What do they need to be aware of? No, that's reversed. Okay. Your suffering is on its way over. You need to release it, though. There's something that you're ignoring in order to be able to properly release your suffering. And you have the power to do this on your own. You don't need help. You have everything that you need. You are more powerful than you think that you are. And the Seven of Pentacles, you feel like you're kind of waiting. You feel like you're kind of stuck in limbo, waiting for perhaps, in most decks, the Seven of Pentacles is represented by that picture of the man kind of like leaning over his shovel, waiting for his, waiting for his crops to be ready to be harvested. So he's kind of like sitting there waiting. So you're kind of feeling, with this Ten of Swords reversed and the Magician showing up right next to each other, you're ready for your suffering to be over, and it's almost there. But there's something else you need to do. There's something else you need to release in order to do it. And I feel like with the Seven of Pentacles showing up, it's not going to be a super active thing that you need to release, right? It's something kind of passive. It's something that it's probably just going to happen kind of naturally. And you're not going to have to worry about it a whole lot. So stop worrying so much. That's kind of half your problem here. You need to be aware of, it's almost over. You have all of the power. Stop worrying quite so much. I don't think I need clarity, so I'm not going to pull extra cards from this deck, but I am going to get another perspective here. I'm going to pull from my Yggdrasil Divination deck. Do you know, if that card shows up again, then I'm going to trust that that actually is the card, but as of that, I'm not going to trust that that was actually the card. So we're getting a card for another perspective on what it is you need to be aware of. Okay. We have Nana. So Nana is the wife of Balder. She represents steadfastness and loyalty. And Nana actually, she was so loyal to Balder, her husband. Balder, this god of light. And he ended up dying at the hand of Hod, but having been tricked by Loki. And Balder ended up dying by getting shot with some mistletoe, which was the only thing that could kill him. Not that Loki or Balder knew that, but, you know. Not that Loki, Balder, or Hod knew that, but, yeah, they were kind of playing a game, shooting things at Balder because he can't die. And they were like, oh, let's shoot him with some mistletoe. And then he died. And Nana actually was so loyal to Balder that she walked to hell with him and said, nope, if you're dying, I'm dying too. And she went with him into hell. And there's a common misconception. Hell in like Norse paganism is not the same as hell in like Christianity. It's not an inherently bad place. It's like the underworld in Greek mythology, right? Only people who were bad get punished. Otherwise, it's like hell is said to take very good care of her residents, you know? You kind of wander around, take care of fields, you know, you get to be with your loved ones. It's not a bad place. Being under the care of hell is not necessarily a bad thing unless you did something wrong. Then you got some issues. But, you know, hell is not a bad place. Necessarily. So, there's Nana here, and I feel like, with Nana showing up here, there is someone in your life who is with you through this time, okay? And someone who is going to stand by you, no matter what. No matter what you do, no matter what's going on, they are going to be with you. They are going to stand by you. And they're here to remind you of all of the power that you have with the magician here, and to remind you that, you know, this isn't going to last forever. Whatever this Ten of Swords situation is, this isn't going to last forever. It's almost over. It's almost over. You can do this. I can kind of like feel her sitting here just like tapping you on the arm, like, you've got this. Hey, you've got this. You're almost done. Okay? So let's get here to a astrology card. So this is the Black Moon Astrology Cards by Susan Shepard. I'm gonna pull a card here for who this Nana character might be. What sign might she be? What other qualities might she have? Let's just get a little bit more context here. It's this one. Interesting. Okay, we just pulled that one for the last stack. So 12th house. It's someone who typically is withdrawn, right? Maybe they're loving on you from afar. Sorry. Where'd my water go? Water. Talking a lot makes my throat hurt. Because I don't typically talk a lot. So maybe it's someone who's typically pretty withdrawn, or someone who you recently withdrew from, but they didn't withdraw from you, or vice versa. It's someone who maybe even in your solitude you feel like can be with you, right? Even when you feel like you need to be completely alone and without anyone else, it's like, that's the exception. You know, it's like what introverts always say. I'm an introvert. It's like what introverts always say. It's like, oh, I don't need anyone. I don't need anyone. I don't want to be with anyone. I don't want to be with anyone. You know, there are people, everyone just drains my energy all the time. And then you've got like those two people who don't. You know, it's like, nope, I've got those two people, and those two people are completely fine. Everyone else, you count as people. It's like when an introvert tells you, oh, you don't count as people, right? So that's 12th house person here. And last but not least, we're going to get a medicine card here to see what kind of traits you need to embody as you move through this. Okay, Weasel with 33. All right. What does the Weasel have to say to you? Stealth. Being able to see beyond the surface level of a situation and know what's going on. Being able to be a spy, and kind of like really be careful and be like, hey, you don't realize this, but they've actually got XYZ under their belt, and we need to be aware of that, because they might use that against us. Okay, this is talking more too about how Weasel tends to be the kind of person who tends to be the kind of person who stays by themselves. So it's possible that you are this 12th house character who tends to kind of withdraw from everyone else. Yeah. So this is all about observance and stealth and being able to kind of get behind enemy lines, to be able to understand what is really going on and have the appropriate response and really size it up properly, and really know what's going on. So it's about a combination of stealth and observation. This idea of constantly being misread and misunderstood. So kind of keep that in mind here. That's the kind of way that you need to behave in order to move forward appropriately. All right, so that is going to end this section here. So don't forget, you know, whatever this is, you have the power to handle it. There's someone standing by your side here with Nana showing up. who's always there for you, regardless of how much you might try to escape from them. And they're always true. Like, this isn't someone who's like, well, I'm always here for you. I would drive 2 hours in snow to get to you. This is someone who, like, says that they'll be there for you and, like, has shown up and, like, truly means it. Okay? This is someone who's there for you in the right ways. But yeah, so that's going to end it for this stack here. Feel free if you'd like a private reading. I've got an Etsy, Metamalarkey, where I'm happy to do that. I'm also going to have this up on my YouTube channel in a couple of days after this has sat here for a couple of days. And you are welcome to go back and rewatch. I'll have all of the decks that I used listed in the description below. I've also got other readings up on my channel that you're welcome to look at. And on my YouTube as well, working on getting those uploaded and transferred over there. So we're going to end this stack here and then move on to the final stack of the day. Okay, I'm going to do a little cleansing here. Just kind of get this smoke everywhere, you know. Alright. Let that keep smoking up. Alright, and our last stack here is our lovely Norse tarot deck by Clive Barrett. Alrighty, so we're asking here, what do you need to be aware of? No, we're not taking 12 cards. We're taking 3 to begin with. If we need more, we'll get more. Okay, the star. There is hope. Look to the stars. The 6 of Cups. There is hope perhaps about a family member, perhaps about a past relationship, something that's going on there, perhaps something otherwise nostalgic, a parent, a TV show. There is hope. There is optimism here. And the 10 of Wands. Don't be afraid to ask for help, right? Just because you can't, like this guy, you know, he's sitting here, he's carrying this stack of 2 stacks of 10, of five big poles. Yeah, like he can handle it by himself, but he doesn't need to be. If someone's offering to help you, maybe you shouldn't turn it down. Now is not the time to turn down help, even if it's from someone who you might not necessarily love, you know? Might not love their reasons for helping you, but right now is not necessarily the time to turn that down. You know, if someone offers you $50, take the $50, you know? Maybe now's not the time to deny help. And this does feel less about financial help and more about like physical help, like someone physically being like, hey, is there something I can do for you? So don't be afraid to ask for help. And there is hope, there is optimism. It's not all bad. Okay? It's not all bad. So let's get some clarity here on the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups tends to show up a lot in readings for me, and I just want to make sure that I'm interpreting it correctly. We have here the Hanged Man. And the 10 of Swords reversed. Okay, and this deck has slightly weird meanings, so I do want to, and the Hanged Man isn't a card that I get a whole ton, so I do want to make sure that I'm interpreting this appropriately. And the 10 of Swords. Okay, in this deck, the 10 of Swords here is about kind of like, so this guy here, he's got a bunch of, so it's reversed, but this guy's got like a bunch of swords on him, right? But are those swords really all gonna help him? Is he really gonna be able to use all of those swords? No. Having 10 swords on you doesn't mean you can use 10 swords. In a lot of ways, having that many swords on you is just gonna slow you down, right? It's like in video games when you're carrying too much. They're like, oh, you're carrying too much to be able to run. You gotta drop something. You gotta let go of something. With the Hanged Man being here, there's a sacrifice that you need to make in order to move forward. Some sort of material sacrifice that you need to make in order to be able to move on and appropriately deal with this situation. It feels like something that you feel like is helping you, you know? Some sort of thing that you feel like you should be hanging on to because what if? But with this star being here, you know, you're going to be okay, you know? You're going to be okay without it. You've got the optimism. You've got the hope. You just need to back it up. Don't be afraid to ask for help if you end up being wrong. But you're right. You need to drop it. You need to let go of it. We're going to get another perspective here with the Yggdrasil deck by Haku Hoderson and his daughter, G. Hauksdottir. Goy, transformation. Okay, I was just reading about her. So she is... and it's gone. It's gone from my brain. I'm going to have to look it up again. I just read this yesterday. I should know this. And I had it for a second, and now it's gone. So give me just 1 second. I want to make sure I am interpreting these correctly for you. And this deck is pretty complex. It's far time. 147. Okay, Goy. There she is. Transformation. Precursor of winter. Oh, right, she makes the frost flowers. Yeah. And she can take patterns by the ice and turn them into actual flowers. Don't be afraid to take a rest from work. Don't be afraid to stop and wait. Work that you do that when you're overworking yourself, you're probably going to have to redo it because you probably didn't do it quite right. And it's going to end up being more harm than good to fix. So don't overwork yourself. Take the time to take a rest. That's really important. And if take the time to take a rest, take the time to take a break, and be aware of that kind of energy that you need. Yeah, let's go ahead and get here I don't feel like I necessarily need this, but it might give us some insight here. If this isn't about you, could I have a card? Or so if you feel like this might not be for you, this might be about someone else. Okay, Neptune Sacrifice. That's sacrifice coming up again between Goy and the Hanged Man and Neptune. And Sagittarius as well coming up there. So you need to be able to properly see what it is you need to sacrifice in order to move on. You need to really trust your intuition and trust what's going on, and understand what it is that's holding you back from this potential of the star that you have. Yes, I'm, this is the last stack that I'm doing here. I'm doing pick a card, pick a stack readings on what you need to be aware of today. I will have this up on my YouTube channel as well, which is the same username as this, in a couple of days, which you're welcome to see. I also do have an Etsy shop where you're welcome to commission me for private readings there as well, and the Etsy shop is Metamalarkey. So, yeah, welcome, Burst Jaffa. I can't read. Yeah. So that's what is going on here with this sacrifice. You need to be able to properly see what it is. I am going to pull one more Norse tarot card here on what exactly it is that you need to sacrifice. Maybe get a little clarity on that. What it is that you need to be letting go of. What is this thing that you're supposed to let go of? Oh, and if this looks weird, I promise it's just a sack of rice. I'm not doing them for free at the moment. I am taking commissions on my Etsy shop, Meta Malarkey. If you would like to pay me, I would be very happy to do that for you. Otherwise, I've got some general readings up on the channel that you're welcome to look through and see if there's one that fits your question. Otherwise, go to my Etsy shop, Meta Malarkey, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have there. Okay, what it is you need to let go of. Yeah. Okay, we're just getting an answer here of, you already know, you just need to do some introspection. This is the High Priestess here. You need to do some You need to do some introspection and be able to figure it out for yourself. This is not something that I'm allowed to tell you exactly it is what you're supposed to let go of. So you know what you're supposed to let go of. You'll come to the answer correctly on your own. You just gotta figure it out. Sorry, I tried to help. Okay, and I got that. Okay, last thing here is we're gonna pull a medicine card here. And we are going to just ask what kind of energy you need to embody in order to... Okay! Let's try that again. No, we're asking for one. There we go, thank you. And it's blank. Okay. So, I'm going to pull a second one, but if you have an animal that immediately came to mind when I was like, what animal energy do you need to embody? What animal energy it is that you need to embody? If there's an animal that came to mind, you need to look that up and just look up. So if you look up that animal and then I think it's animal totem, not spirit guide, that's cultural appropriation, animal totem. So that'll kind of give you some characteristics of that animal, what it might be associated with, and how you might need to behave. The Sagittarius, yes. So these are cards from my Black Moon Astrology Oracle. And I typically pull, when in this particular spread, I was pulling a couple of cards to see if there's another energy that we need to be aware of, anything like that, and I pulled Sagittarius here. And the key word for Sagittarius is I see. And it could mean a lot of things, right? But I'm taking this very literally this time. It feels very literal to me at the moment. I also had pulled Neptune, so it very much feels to me like you just need to be able to see what it is that you need to properly sacrifice in order to appropriately move on and heal, and what it is that you need to be aware of. You need to be able to appropriately see it. I hope that makes sense. There's a whole booklet here, but I'm pretty experienced with astrology, so unless I'm doing like research, I don't typically use it, or unless I come across one of the asteroids or something that I'm less familiar with. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull another animal card here. I didn't want 3. I'm pulling 1, please. This deck is not usually this chatty. Okay, I'm going to take that one. Okay, the Blue Heron, number 45. Where did this... Oh, it's right here. Self-reflection. Okay, I'm not even gonna bother reading the rest of this. Yeah, you gotta... I don't know what it is that you're ignoring about yourself, what it is that you're refusing to do introspection on, what it is that you're kind of ignoring here, but my God, you're ignoring it. And you gotta figure it out, okay? I feel like I'm probably not the first reader that you've come to with something like this. You've been like, okay, like, what do I need to be aware of? And they're like, you know what you need to be aware of, you just need to think about it. And you're like, well, that's not helpful. And then you keep going to other readings and keep trying to figure it out without doing any work yourself. And I feel like you're very much being called here to go do some work yourself. Go do some meditation or do a reading for yourself. This is work that you need to do for yourself, or you're not going to get the appropriate answers. Other people aren't going to be able to help you a whole ton with this. You've got to figure it out on your own. You already know what's going on here. You're kind of getting slapped in the face a little bit, like, hey, stop it. Stop it. I don't care that you don't like it. I know it's hard. I know it's tough. I know it sucks. But that's what you need to do, and you need to freaking do it. Just do it already, all right? So that's kind of what's going on here. That's like the 3rd or 4th time that came up in this reading, so that's really important. You know what's going on. You know what you need to do. You know what you need to drop. You know what you need to let go of. And you just need to do it, buddy. Buddy buckaroo, you just gotta do it, okay? Sorry. I know it sucks, but, like, you gotta do it. Alright, so that is where I'm going to end this stack for the day as well. So that is the last stack that we went through today. Don't be afraid to reach out to me here on Twitch if you've got an idea for a pick a stack. I'm happy to do more pick a stacks. I'm going to be doing a pick a stack every day for the next 2 weeks while I'm in quarantine here. So feel free to send in your pick a stack questions, and I'm happy to do 3 to 4 stacks to answer it. I've also got an Etsy shop, Metamalarkey. The rice. I have a broken body, and so I warm it up so that it can make my body feel less broken. So I'm gonna be going live every day around the same time, 1 to 2 p.m. Central Time, with pick a stack readings and stuff like that. So feel free to commission me on my Etsy, Metamalarkey. A couple of 2 days after I post it on Twitch, whatever the reading is on Twitch, it'll be going on my YouTube channel. So you are welcome to go subscribe to me over there. Same username, Ragtag Rowan, and it'll be up there a couple of days after. And yeah, that's what's going on. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. I really liked doing this. If you've got any ideas, feel free to hit me up. So yeah, you all have an excellent day. Bye.